You're listening to a GoSwoop Scoop on the application process. The GoSwoop Scoop voices the questions of international students. We recently spoke with Wesley Roy. He's the Associate Director of International Admissions at Roger Williams University in Bristol, Rhode Island. In this scoop, Wesley explains how if you know the colleges and universities that you are really interested in attending, what things you can do to improve your chances of being accepted to those schools.
Additional things that may help influence an admissions office committee would include relationship building. You're building a relationship with that institution. You're interviewing them as much as they're interviewing you. So ask your questions and let those questions be genuine and thoughtful and true. Many institutions have an application status check. So calling every single day or calling weekly can take away from the goodwill of your application. Use the application status check and use the tools of that university to make sure all your credentials are in. It is your responsibility at the end of the day to make sure your application is complete. Not your college counselor, not your mother or father. It is your responsibility. This is an adult process and it takes an adult to manage it. Make sure all the credentials are in. Check the application status check. If there's something missing, follow up on that. If it says missing the supplement or missing essay, follow up with that. Double check, did you send it? Or you may have to send an email or a phone call, and you want to do that to make sure and to confirm and double confirm that the university has your materials. At a time when admissions is the most competitive it's ever been in our history and there are more applicants in the world, it's important to follow up. Email is a great tool to get back to your admissions officer. Just go on the website and find out who is my representative. If you're living in India, why don't you go to the website, find out who's my regional representative for India. Perhaps I'll send that person an email and say, hello, my name is so-and-so. I'm from India, and I see here that you're my regional representative. I want to say hello. I'm excited about applying. I think it's always good to leave an email by asking a question, saying, I did have one more question about this, because when you end it that way, the admissions officer on the other side, they'll have to find that answer for you. That's their job. That's what they're supposed to do. They may say go to the website because it's a really busy admissions office, but they may take a very personalized approach to you and find that out and just build that relationship with you. You may want to send an email 2 or 3 months later. Dear admissions officer, I hope your reading season is going well. I just wanted to reiterate that I'm very excited about applying to your school. I keep learning about it every day. I have more questions to ask you. Again, facilitating that conversation. If an international admissions office is fortunate enough to have the funding to go overseas, then by all means, try to meet that person. That face-to-face contact and relationship is essential. It's key. Bring your parents, bring the people that's important to you, and meet that officer. Maybe they're having a college fair. Maybe they're having interviews. If that's in your hometown or local, go and meet these people. They spend a lot of money to go overseas to make these relationships, and it's all about relationship building. So to try to connect with these people when they're overseas with you. It's always best to send a thank you email to these people. If you met someone, if they gave you some great information, if you just wanted to thank them for your interview, always remember that thank you note. Within a few days after the actual interview or college fair, or maybe you met them at your high school, I think that's really important. And of course, if you're fortunate enough and you're coming to the U.S., go and visit colleges. It's one thing to see a college or university on the website and go for the virtual tour. It's another thing to go there and experience it. So if you're fortunate enough to have the funds to travel, by all means do that. The websites are great resources. Universities put a lot of time and effort into creating virtual tours and slideshows of their university. They really try to make their websites as informative as possible. So use those as tools, because you may not have the funding to go overseas and actually see it for yourself. Rely upon those resources that they give you, those review books, the prospectuses, and really look into it and find out, what's this school like? Is this going to be for me? And remember that every student is individualized, and their college search should likewise be individualized.
To learn more about Roger Williams University and to listen to more Scoop podcasts, visit GoSwoop at www.goswoop.com.